everyone. Welcome back to another AAA meeting. I am your host, Sinatra Says. As usual, with me is my co-host, Drunken Uncle.
Ooh, hey.
Ooh, what up, man? How we doing?
Hey, dude. What's good?
Oh, we get to play your favorite game. I am, and because we get to play your favorite game.
Oh, what game would that be?
Where the fuck is Polly?
Oh, I'm good at this one. I'm good at it. I get a lot of practice at this one.
Yeah, no shortage of that.
Jesus Christ.
What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm all right. Thank you for asking, mate. I had to be up early today. Taking on as much cleaning work as I can with the cost of living being what it is. Rent gone up again. So dude, I got a call to go to fucking. Can you work? Do you start at 8 a.m. on Friday? I went. I mean, I was at the pub at the time.
Yeah, I just got in the mail. I'm smacking it against the microphone. I just got a letter saying they're raising my insurance rates by 10%.
And 10, but fucking hell. Isn't it amazing? What a time to be alive, eh? I'm out
delicious.
here living like a fucking medieval peasant.
Fucking A, dude.
The sheriff is still taxing the fuck out of me, you know? Like, I'm darning socks for the children out of my wife's hair. And they still go, we want more money. I had my heating on twice over the winter, Sin.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It was because my mum visited. Right? It was never for me. It was only 2 times when I had other people come over. Went, it's a bit fucking cold in here, isn't it? Oh fuck! I'll put the heating on.
For the studio, my electric bill jumped 8%, and my gas bill, natural gas, damn near doubled in the past year.
You got to move over to unnatural gas.
I know. I need some fucking spectral farts in this bitch. Where's the gas leak?
I'll help you out, man. Fuck it. I'll bottle some of my own personal gas and I'll send it to you. Although I think that would actually count as a biological warfare, sending it from England to America. I think I get in trouble for that one.
You might. You might. But yeah, I'm in a pretty good mood. After the show today, I gotta head out and go do some stuff I'm really looking forward to. So it'll be nice and fun.
That's cool. That's cool. I still managed to. I think I got a couple of hours sleep, but I ended up. It was cleaning an apartment which is owned by one of the companies that my company cleans, and this place is posh. $3,000 a month rent.
Sheesh. What is that?
Right.
Small house in Midwestern America.
Well, it's right in the fucking the center of the city. It's got like a massive fucking not even a balcony, a veranda. You know, it's like stone. It's just on top of the building. In fact, it overlooks the city. And I went out and I went, this place is a fucking shithole, man. England is so grey at the moment. Like, why would you pay $3,000 a month to go out and look at that shithole? There's a park right underneath it as well. And like, there's no grass. It's just all fucking mud because the winter was so bleak. It was just horrible to look at.
Yeah, it's been a rough winter, that's for sure. But if anybody feels like helping Drunkle or myself out with this shit, we got the Streamlabity doodads down below. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to annotate in the description that we still have 3 of the McKinley packages left.
Ah, yeah, of course.
That should be annotated. The 501. We've seen that one, haven't we?
I think so.
That's one of my favorite.
What is it? Just mute the stream and just tell me what it is real quick. I'll see if I've seen. I'll see if I've seen it.
Hold on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. We've seen that. Yeah.
That's a good one, isn't it? That's a very good
one. Yeah.
There's some legend. Fucking somebody out there made that for me, and it is in McKinley territory, and it's one of the funniest fucking donations I've ever seen in my life.
It's brilliant.
That was a blackout a minute ago. Awoo, fuckers. It's the weekend. Don't add, subtract, or divide the population of your country. Divide. Drunkle. For this, we will achieve victory, just as the founding fathers intended, and that's a fact. Take a drink of my
Not if I
coffee
send a canister of my farts.
I need something. Well, it's actually pretty nice out here. Maybe that's why I'm in such a good mood. I spent just about all day outside today.
All day outside. Were you not inside? Shall I kick you out?
I put new headlight in my truck. I washed it. I like detailed it thoroughly. I vacuumed it out. I washed the windows, you know, all that stuff. It was a good day.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. A chipper Sinatra. A rare occurrence indeed.
Shit has sucked so badly the past like year for me.
Yeah.
Just that I just put my headphones in. I listened to my audiobook and I cleaned the truck top to bottom, inside and out, changed the headlight, did everything I had to do. It was cathartic and nice.
What were you listening to?
I'm onto Red Country right now.
Oh, I thought you'd already listened to all of those.
Yeah, I'm going back through.
You've done them again? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I've been on Best Served Cold, and I'll tell you what, mate. Some good shit.
Yeah, it is good. That's the one we talked about this, but that's the one they're turning into a movie.
Yeah, excellent. I can't wait. That's going to be brilliant. Well, I mean, obviously, you got to have a healthy air of skepticism when books get turned into movies.
Well, apparently,
if you enjoy that book.
is super involved in it.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I love the poisoner. He's brilliant.
Morveer.
Yes.
He's such a shit.
I love it. But he knows his stuff as well, man. So he's like, I mean, there's no spoilers or anything, but he's climbing across a rope from one building to another, and his leg gets caught on a bit of masonry. Like his trousers get caught. So he uses a scalpel to cut it, but he accidentally cuts himself. But the scalpel's been coated with poison as well. He's just fucking poisoned himself.
Oh, I hear a Polly. What's going on?
What's up?
How we doing?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So how you liking Shivers in the book so far?
I like because he was very much not even a secondary or a tertiary character in the previous books. It was very, that was Logan's story. It's nice to follow him. He's just had his hair cut short and he didn't like it. Okay, that's very good. I like because he's a Northman. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's good. A good focus on a character that you wouldn't otherwise have really thought about that much in a different part of the world as well. So there's the world building. It's still in the same universe, still on the same planet, but in a completely new place with a character of which you knew very, very little. It's a completely new story, and that's excellent.
I think you'll really like the heroes when you get to it.
I'm enjoying the whole thing. The only reason I've still got my Audible account open is because I get one more credit on the 16th, and then I get the final book. Then I can shut the account.
Yeah,
it's worth it.
My favorite standalone of the three is probably the heroes. I think you'll like that one the most too.
Man, I want the next goddamn King Killer book.
A lot of us have been waiting for many a year.
Dude, I absolutely fell in love with those. I mean, because you said about the first law, and you go, it's fantasy, but it's low fantasy. Like, okay, and it is good. It's all swords and medieval shit and everything, and that's wicked. And there's a little bit of magic, but I really like the magic. And
JK, don't spoil it.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Why'd I read that, JK? For fuck's sake.
Well, he doesn't die. Or does he?
Well, that's a spoiler. Now he's got plot armor. Cheers, Sin.
I said, does he? He might. I don't know.
Or does he? Yeah, right. Or does he?
The end? Question mark.
Okay, I mean, it was set way back when as well, so I guess everyone's dead now, aren't they?
You know what I like about stories like that? And for the most part, Game of Thrones was about it too. They have no compunction on killing a main character. None at all.
No, dude, I mean, I was fucking on the way back from Tesco. No, I was on the way to Tesco when the Feared killed someone in I think it was the second book. And I text you going like, no, I liked that character.
Yeah, and what's his face's words for him were good. And that's good writing.
It's good, right? And what's his name? The guy who's orating it is just fantastic.
Oh yeah, he's great.
As he's sticking on for the poisoner's assistant, sticking on a little French accent for her.
And she's always eating.
She is. She fucking she's like fucking Brad Pitt in Ocean's 11. She's always munching on something. But and like the voice he does for the poisoner as well is just fantastic. It's snarky and smug.
He's such a shit dude.
But like the voice is just so spot on for that character as well. What a guy. He's amazing. He should be in movies.
I think he has been.
Has he?
Maybe. I could just made that up. I don't know. Anyway, let's see who we got hanging out in the chat. Molly Okami, what's going on? Pinky, how we doing? And of course, if anyone does decide to drop a McKinley, donate for themselves or somebody else to join, we do get a Pinky Salmon song. Kiever Dam out there shilling Moonshock's GoFundMe. Frankie Deller, Sinking Further. J-Kate. That's one of my favorite parts is when the Bloody Nine fights Stone Shitter. Slim Johnson, what's going on?
Believe that he's the Bloody Nine either.
There's plenty of nine-fingered men in the north, but only one nine fingers.
All right, mate. Logan. Logan's great, but the Bloody Nine is even better. Like 2 characters in one body is fantastic. And it's when he's sat around a campfire explaining what happens. He blacks out and the Bloody Nine takes over. And everyone's going like, oh shit, so you're saying like, you know, if you have one of those episodes, you might kill one of us. He goes, no, it's likely I'll kill all of you. I'm like, yes!
Same thing when he's sitting in the cart with all the other people. He's like, I could kill you. Or worse, I'll sing. Go ahead, grab that.
Blackout 8879. Thank you for the $5. Greatly appreciated. Yes, Sin. Divide. I hear talk of bioweapons, and I think Unit 731. So, no dividing the damn population. Grumble this last bit. No, you're not supposed to read those stage directions. Don't want no damn zombies.
Wendigoon did a really good video on that. I'll check that out. Drunkle is Limes already. Yes, Faustonia yesterday donated for the upgrade. And of course, that means we still have 3 for me, 3 for Polly, and 3 more for Drunkle if you wanted to wear his cute little hat.
I want a sombrero.
And of course, everything is greatly appreciated should you decide to hit the slabs for any one of us up. Like I said, fill the bar, get a song. Get a thing, get a song. You get a package, you do the thing, and you get a song. It's fantastic, honestly. Bitterful, what's going on? Man, we have had a hectic 24 hours over here on the Freedom Land. A lot of shit has gone down, and we'll get into a lot of it in the news. But
you
the one thing...
See any of the Tucker interview?
We watched it last night on the show.
Oh, okay, right. So yeah, Thursday. Sorry, I'm not around for that.
Well, we did a special.
I did. I mean, I've read about it a little bit. Is confusing times, eh? Like fucking. You go. So why did you invade Ukraine? And Putin's like, well, you see, in the 8th century, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, he gave a lot of context to really. It was like a 20-minute history lesson on, and you don't really think about it, but Russia was founded in like 1008 or some crazy shit.
Game of Thrones times.
Yeah, Russia's old as fuck.
Yeah.
So he gave a real long history lesson between Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Crimea, all that. And it was a very interesting interview. It started to waffle a little bit towards the end. My computer crashed at the house. I'm having, just what I need right now, half of my working equipment to stop working. Yeah. So that's fantastic. Yeah. That's a problem for another. That's a credit card right there. That's that issue.
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, what time?
But the interview itself was very interesting. Because Putin laid out a lot of stuff, but the blowback of it, holy shit, was insane. You know that compilation of everyone in their cars screaming?
Right.
Twitter was that, yeah.
I think if anyone but Tucker Carlson would have interviewed him, it's just because it's Tucker, you know? And the amount of people who've been calling him a fucking Russian shill for all this time as well, go like, no, he's pro-Russia. No, he's not pro-Russia. He's just anti-sending money to Ukraine.
Well, it's not even that. It's that Tucker Carlson is a openly Republican, openly right-leaning person. I won't even call him a Republican. But he's an openly right-leaning person, and the only people who are allowed to interview somebody like Putin is supposed to be
someone
Rachel
they like.
Maddow.
Yeah, that's the thing. They don't like him because of that, and then they start spouting these lies about it. Like saying he's fucking pro-Russia is right. He's America, mate. If he bleeds fucking red, white, and blue. Do you know what I mean? Of course, he's not fucking pro-Russia, but the thing is, because they don't like him, they will say things like this. And if you point out, no, of course he's not fucking pro-Russia, then all of a sudden you are fucking pro-Russia because you're defending Tucker Carlson, or at least, correcting them on their lies. They don't listen to this at all. Never has he ever gone, I fucking love Russia. Never.
And a huge part of it is Tucker is by and large anti-war. And apparently now if you're anti-war, you're a bad person. Like Ed was in chat last night, and Ed's really kind of.
I heard
there's their stupidly loud engine.
Yeah, pod racings. Yeah.
Ed's gone off the deep end on a lot of this stuff. I'm like, why is it bad to not want to have war? And of course, he says the same thing that they all say. Well, if we got to fight him over there, so we don't fight him over here. If he takes Ukraine, he'll take over all of Europe. It's like, dude, you don't believe that.
No, you've lifted that right off of fucking Twitter, for God's sake. Like, you can hear the tweet in his words, can't you? It's like if anyone ever uses the words Russian collusion or storm the Capitol, you're not talking to that person. You're talking to someone else's Twitter account. They've lifted it right off of the internet.
But the issue with it is even though it was Ed saying it, that is the biggest reason why people are so pro-war in Ukraine, is they think, because the TV tells them to, that Putin will just go through Ukraine, take over all of Europe, and it'll be like the Nazis all over again, just from the other side. It's like, no, they just want the fucking ports to not be cut off.
Mm. Well, I mean, who said it? It was Shadowcat, dehumanizing your opponents. That is exactly what it is. We had fucking, during lockdown, people were fucking going around saying, Trump said to inject bleach. He never once said that. But if you say, no, actually, he didn't, you can show them the transcript, you can send them a link to the video and everything. They won't listen, they won't watch it. They're the flat earthers of politics.
I want to be clear. Like, I love Ed. He's a great dude. I would consider him an IRL friend. But the take on the Ukraine stuff is just mind-numbing.
Well, the thing about Ed as well is he does like to speak to the contrary of whatever's going on as well. Like I like to sometimes, being contrarian. And there's nothing wrong with that. It makes for good entertainment.
Yeah, it's good to test your theories and thoughts and all that. But it's like, I don't think you believe that. That's when I start to have an issue with something somebody says.
It is strange, though, isn't it? How the tables have flipped around and all of a sudden the left is pro-war. Like, what the fuck? A load of hippies saying, bomb them!
Kiro Soldier with the soliloquy. Okay, chat, here we are again. These three upstanding gentlemen are providing us with free entertainment, and yet you all aren't showing them the proper respect for it. Smash the like button, or I will fire a photon torpedo at you fucking dipshits. Thank you, Kara. I appreciate that. It kind of derailed me right there. It's,
I don't know. You're very impassioned. All of a sudden, what was I talking about? I was you're talking about Ed and his position. You love him IRL, but his take is
Ed's not saying anything that's not like widely being expressed on Twitter. And it really makes me think, like, do these people, like, do you actually believe that Tucker Carlson going to interview Vladimir Putin, and I from what I could really tell from the interview, he wasn't like handing him softball questions like he did to Trump. He kind of pushed him on some stuff, but it's Putin. You got to be careful. You're in Russia and you're interviewing Putin. You got to be careful with what you do. But it wasn't a softball interview. It was definitely worth the watch. But do you really believe that this is now the biggest threat to American society that has ever existed?
Don't be racist. I am a building.
I don't think a lot of these people do actually believe that. As I say, they're just parroting things that they've already heard, and most of the time it's just in. I'm not saying this is Ed, obviously, but the people thereof that you argue with online are doing it just to be part of the conversation.
I would respect the opinion so much more if you were just like, you know what, I don't like it, so he shouldn't do it. It's like, okay, well, at least you're being honest.
Yeah. I mean, you're giving me your opinion instead of something that you've just read and gone, if I say that, that'll make me sound like I'm up to date on current events. There's so many just little telltale signs in things that people say where you go, you got that off of Reddit, mate.
Mm-hmm. You're reading a meme I saw shared on Twitter. Like, I know what you're up to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pinky for the 405. Hello, sir. Hello, Pinky. How are you doing today, beautiful?
Good old Pinky.
The voice of an angel. Dude, I got to tell you, Miss and I were talking. I think it was last weekend. And we were talking about
for a week.
We were talking about this specific topic last weekend. Our favorite Pinky songs, and I still think to this day mine is the White Rabbit parody. It was so fucking good. Gotta be careful interviewing Putin. It's look, everything aside, it's Putin. You know?
He's not the first person in the world to interview him either.
No, but you gotta be careful, especially if you're in Russia talking about it. It's Putin.
Oh, yeah. I mean, fucking hell, you want to make it home.
Yeah, you want to be able to go back home. But everyone's just at the top of their lungs, furious, reeing about this. Like, okay, journalist does his job, journalist's most affected.
And he's he's not even working for Fox anymore, is he? He's a free agent. And he gets an audience with, one of the most talked about people on the planet at the moment. That's huge. Why are people so angry?
It makes them a populist.
Watching this.
And people should be scared of populism.
Instead of going, I'm not going to watch it because it's Tucker. No, it don't matter who it is. Watch it. For God, this is world news.
You should be able to at least hear what other people have to say if you disagree with them. Like, if there were an interview with Zelensky and Maddow, I would watch it. I'd probably stream it because it would be something worth paying attention to. I'm not going to sit here and go, well, I don't like this, so you shouldn't interview Zelensky, blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, man. There is nothing wrong with having another point of view if you disagree with it, if they're straight up lying.
You can't I mean, a lot of people bury their head in the sand around this as well. Like, bullshit. Because I think that's because they realize that their own views are actually on such flimsy foundations that if they get challenged even in the slightest, then they're going to have to do a think. And that is dangerous to these people.
Well, doing a think is illegal in today's age. You know that, especially if it's a think that...
Don't do that.
If it's a think that, Ed just showed up in the chat, and I look over at Twitter, and 30 seconds ago, Omegon said, fuck you, YouTube, what happened? Did Omegon get yeeted? Uh-oh.
He was streaming as well.
He was streaming the interview. Uh-oh.
I think when these people have built their personalities on their political views, and
his
those
stream got cut,
yikes, get challenged, then that also challenges their actual personality as well. It's very dangerous to these people. They start fucking rocking back and forth, stabbing themselves with a fork in the palm. I feel nothing.
Lisa for 2 had an absolutely shitty day. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lisa. Hoping to be entertained by dumb fuckery to come. Love you, Sin. Well, I love you more. I love you. I love you.
I love you, and I love you, and I love you.
I love TA, and I love Blackout, and I love Pinky, and Hi Ed, and I love Advocates.
And hi, Ed. Oh, hard. I love you, Ed.
I love you.
I've been watching you for a while. For some time.
Windows. When you sleep.
I've been watching you for some time.
That being said, we do have a good bit of news to get through. And I would like to wrap this up in a relatively timely manner. So shall we get into some schnews, guys?
Let's do it, man. Knowing that you are the news king, I think that is a good move to make.
And I cut it a little bit less today. I didn't get 40 articles.
Yeah, there's still going to be 35 articles on there.
I think I'm at about 30, yeah.
I love me a Friday.
But I have the most hard-hitting news. You know, like we have the most important stuff here.
I mean, yeah, this is it's not a news show. It's a Christian podcast.
It is.
Oh,
With that being said, guys, smash that like button. I'm seeing 180 people watching already. Wow. And 40 likes. The fuck is that? Guys, smash that like. Share it out on your social media. Everybody's Streamlabs is listed down below. Like I said earlier, we got 3 packages and songs to go. Should anybody be interested in any of that, you know how to do it. McKinley specifically. Now we have to get to some real hardcore breaking news. Are you ready?
Okay.
27 bags of ice stolen from an Ohio dollar store. Suspect at large.
Have they got any leads, or has the case gone cold?
They were just following a drip of water down the street, and it stopped. Two law enforcement agencies are teaming up to go for the ice bandit.
God damn.
According to Vinton County Sheriff's, deputies were contacted by the police after reporting multiple bags of ice have been stolen.
The thing about that, though, is like, you know, you just let it melt, and you know,
no more evidence.
It's exactly. It's like laundering, isn't it?
A pickup truck with the ice was spotted at a gas station 13 miles away. Oh, they're fucking bored in Southern Ohio.
Who steals ice?
Oh, they did it. Justin Hopkins of the Plains and Vicky Brewer of Athens were charged. So I guess they found them. The 27 bags of ice were returned to Family Dollar.
Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, I was really worried about the ice.
This is a hell of a headline.
That's a hell of a story. How is that even news?
That's
Aren't you glad these hardened criminals are off the streets now?
Sid, you're a fan of JFK, right? Oliver Stone's JFK.
Not a huge fan of Oliver Stone, but good.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait, hold on. The man's films or his
Hold your fire!
politics?
This man isn't black. What?
Are you okay? It was 10 for 10. He says, "Has the trail gone cold? Drunkle is the pun master. Love you, no homo." Thank you very much, 10. There was no laughter on this end, but I'm glad you enjoyed it, my man. Thank you very much.
Isn't ice like $1 a bag? No, not here. It's like $4.
But it was in a dollar store.
It was in a Family Dollar. They have stuff there up to like $50.
Just call it a family then. There's not a dollar store. That
That's
pisses me off.
ridiculous. Whoopi Goldberg slammed as out of touch after claiming lazy millennials can all afford homes.
I guarantee that is not the case, Whoopi.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking hell, what we were talking about at the top of the stream there, Sin, you know? Like, fucking, we're living like medieval peasants over here.
Yeah,
and the sheriff still wants more.
We're penny pinching motherfucker. I am in a bad way with a couple of things, McKinley. But you cannot be this out of touch to think that people just don't buy homes because they're lazy. No, it's because your party, the people you voted for, have jacked up the interest rate to the point where you're paying like $1 million on a $300,000 house.
Be quiet! Shut up! Be quiet!
I mean, look, Whoopi Goldberg out of touch? No. Really? No. Well, just like anyone else of that ilk. Is she still pulling in all that Sister Act money?
You would think. Okay, fuckers. Like and share 40. I will pull a Rolf from Ed, Ed, and Eddie and just rip open the fabric of reality. Life has many doors, Ed boy. Like and share JFK Theory. His head just did that. It just happens like that.
Oh, Festonia said that was a weird donor. Not sure why it didn't recognize me. That was Festonia for the 10. Thank you very much, my dude. Thank you, dude. He's not gay.
Oh, and don't forget the upgrades. Whatever. Yeah, they're just lazy. That's the only reason they can't afford homes. They just
Yeah,
don't want to
they got some
work.
money. Yeah, just don't want to work. Yeah, fucking hell.
Every generation comes and wants to be better than their parents did, she declares before launching into a scathing critique. But I'm sorry, they only want to work 4 hours and it's going to be harder for you to get a house.
I mean, do we only want to work for... I'd rather not work at all, to be honest. Like, if I could just do a film and then be able to buy a house from that, then yeah, fucking brilliant.
Well, I mean,
and then I'd never have to pay rent again. And, you know, I could just sit on my ass. I could just do this. I could just stream. That'd be awesome.
No one, who the fuck is sitting there going, well, I only want to work 4 hours. You're like, dude, come on.
I mean, look, if I could work for 4 hours and, you know, get paid for, you know, a 40-hour week, I mean, you fucking would. I would. Everyone would.
These people are, and these are the people who are like, I don't want to say making policy because they're not, but they are covering for the people who do make policy. From the top down, it's just a flurry of people who are just out of touch with reality.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she, I think she used the wrong word saying that they only want to work 4 hours. What she is actually saying is they are unwilling to work more than 4 hours, which is just untrue. You know, unfortunately, we have to sell our time in order to live, and time is the most precious thing we have. You can't take money with you when you're gone.
But I need it right now, though.
Yeah,
that
right.
doesn't change.
Yeah.
I can't take it with me when I'm gone, but I need to be able to pay for a place to starve.
And no one on their fucking deathbed has ever said, "I wish I worked more."
We're gonna come back. Fixed rate mortgage went from $650 to $1,100 in the past couple of years. Young folks cannot keep up. They just can't. What?
You check your DMs real quick, please.
Yeah.
I know you're doing a show and people do that. It sucks, but at least I didn't send you a link.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. I had to do a quick powwow. Let's keep moving. Everyone is piling on the anti-Valentine's Day. If you say Valentine's Day, you will get banned automatically. No recourse for this.
Even Spicyuusy. Sorry, that's the stupid little fucking Android game that I play. It's Galaga by another name.
Okay, Galaga, yes.
Yeah,
I'm familiar with. Like Space.
Right. It's glorified Galaga, and I play it on my Android because I can't do Candy Crush. But anyway,
you never strike me as someone who plays games on your phone, Polly.
That's the only
amazing information, man.
I have Tetris on my phone. I don't even fucking I'm not even judging. I got Tetris.
Tetris is a different thing. That's just a puzzle game. But I call it Spicyuusy because you're in a spacecraft. You know, it's Galaga, and everything is Valentine's now. All the ships are shaped like hearts, and it's just
oh my god,
no.
It's terrible. When they explode and you get extra points, they all blow up into hearts and flowers, and it's like, even here, I just
gross. Stop it. Pokemon Go and sleep.
Love and war.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. But
okay. Yeah, I could do that. Little anti-Valentine, sure.
You can now get pizzas with a breakup message on the box.
Oh, on the box, that's a shit. I was hoping it would spell out like, cheating bitch in pepperoni or something.
Well, I'm sure you could pay extra for that. But breakups are awkward. We can help. Send a free hot honey goodbye pie through Valentine's Day. Here's a few options you can choose from. You know too much about stuffed crust for your own good. I need to spend more time with my pet tarantula. I know you're just using me to reach high stuff in your apartment.
That's good. That's good.
There's a lot. Go ahead and grab that, Polly.
Okay, two of them actually. Nazi, thank you for the $1. Seems it's Polly. Nazi. And then after that, Nazi, thank you for the $1 again. How's it going? Us lazy millennials, completely fucked over by bankers, corpos, and the wackadoo celebrities, are just the worst. Am I right? Yes. Yes, you are.
Ham and Bean said there's a bunch of Valentine's Day Scrooges up in here. People don't like other people having fun.
I don't like other people being happy. Why do they get to be happy?
Like, I know Polly's going to walk around all day with his little top hat and mutton chops, walking around going, stupid.
Harumphing everything? Yeah.
Hornswoggling all over. Until he gets visited by like the ghosts of 3 ex-girlfriends, and then he finds his heart again, and then leans out of the window. You boy, what day is it? Why is Valentine's Day, sir?
Oh, I'm gonna go buy a turkey.
Run down and buy the biggest bitter message pizza that you can. Yeah.
What one as big as me head?
Break up pies for everybody.
3 ex-girlfriends visiting you to teach you what? The true meaning of celibacy and aloneness?
That you were a prick.
Abstinence and heart-shaped chocolates.
Showed up to piss through your letterbox.
Oh, that would be.
For a woman, difficult. But it also shows that she still thinks about you.
That's dexterity right there. Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's bigoted, man. What about the relationship impaired? What about them?
Relationship impaired? You mean single? You mean me?
Yes, specifically.
He means me.
What about Mrs. Braun?
Like calling a midget vertically challenged. I'm just relationship impaired. Just use the word single. It's not a slur. I don't care what Twitter says.
You want to own it, do you?
That's an old Carlin bit, redoing language. It's not handicapped. It's differently abled. Like that's one of my favorite bits ever. He called that.
I heard somebody say shell shocked on a podcast, and that bit from him came to mind. Because he started, it used to be shell shock and then moved on to, and ended up with PTSD. What was it? It was shell shock and then battlefield fatigue.
Yeah, that was one of them. Anybody who hasn't seen this bit, I suggest you go watch it immediately. I'm not going to pay for it here, or play it here. But this happened on the news the other day. This was an NBC, I believe, affiliate that got this. You want to grab that before we play the video?
Blackout 8879, thank you for the buck. This is Willie and Ed. Putin looks like a cracked out Dr. Phil and methed out Voldemort.
Cool. Hey, there was something for both of us in there, Sin.
We're back now with a heart-wrenching story out of Gaza. A 6-year-old girl trapped in a car with 5 of her family members who were shot and killed as
that's loud.
And
they tried to flee Gaza.
Coming from the end of a sewage pipe. What's with the audio?
The child begging on the phone for someone to help her for hours, but she and the first responders who tried to come save her have now been missing for 8 days. A warning to viewers at home, you may find this hard to watch.
So this is not fear porn at all, guys. No fear porn.
Please tell me they didn't use the right cut.
Oh, let me kill this off the screen. So
that's a smart move.
Okay. News. The terrified child last heard on this emergency call.
I'm so scared. Please come. Please come. Someone's coming to take me.
Everyone in the car killed, except for Hind and her 15-year-old cousin, Leon, who made the initial call for help.
So, please tell me how this is not fear porn and they're not using this just to get views.
Of course they are. I bet they were rubbing their scaly little hands together when they got that story.
The media, they're just doing everything they can.
I guarantee the editor is there going like, oh God, I hope she dies.
What is it you think they're doing? Just like, using it for the sake of a message, or just anything dramatic for the views?
Well, first off, it's anything for views. Second off, the only message here is Israel bad. Because they make it sound like Israel.
This is the horror of the Palestinian lives. And well, they
make it sound like Israel purposely targeted this kid.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
40 beheaded propaganda. Yeah, exactly. But here's something I'm really not torn at all about this. I want to get your guys' opinion on it. Libs of TikTok is having a very bad day because a college is hosting a introduction to BDSM workshop.
Okay, right.
Okay.
It's a workshop and not an actual college course. So
yes,
that's
it is not a course.
Yeah, thank fuck for that. You get a degree in fucking sadomasochism.
And Libs of TikTok is not having a good day?
Yeah, they're very upset about this. This is an actual event taking place at wherever the fuck. An introduction to bondage. You'll learn about rope bondage, BDSM, and sex play. BDSM clubs, whatever, in college has been a thing forever.
Yeah,
really
Scribe did it.
Yeah.
This has been a thing forever. Like, okay, Libs of TikTok, you want to talk about people putting their sexuality on the kids? Yes. These are adults. This is college.
Yeah, and this is not like on the curriculum. This
is college.
This is something you attend in your free time.
And I think I retweeted and said something to that effect, like, this is college. These are all 18 plus. And someone's like, well, sometimes kids are on campus. It's like, okay.
I don't think they're invited to the BDSM workshop, though.
No, not the main audience.
Then, all right, like fucking, that's wrong.
Don't bring your kids to this event, obviously. Or at least it should be obvious.
Simple. It's simple, isn't it, Polly? Like, that's it. You've just summed it up beautifully there, mate.
It's this weird moralizing that people have now that seems to be a lot more prevalent than it used to be about anything that had to do with sex.
Us prudes.
Like, it's anything sexual is degenerate and needs to be hidden away, and you should just do this in the shame of your own home. You want to practice bondage? Is that something you're into?
Shame of your own home. You leave my home out of this. It's not the best.
You do it unsafely without knowing what you're doing.
I don't want to see the overcorrection. I'm not interested in the backlash. It's going to be fucking worse than the original lash. This, I think, is it. The moralizing. I mean, you have Crowder and company talking about like sexual ethics and stuff, and it's because they've put drag queen story hour and children dancing for money at strip clubs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes, that's bad.
A massive overcorrection backlash. Great. This is going to be fun. Of prudishness, like Drunkle said. I don't want that.
That's the way it's been going, though, for a while.
Real quick, that's a quote from Tucker Carlson that I think is perfect. He's like, do you know what the number one cause for car accidents is, according to the Department of Transportation?
Getting blown off while you're driving.
No. It is overcorrection. You hit a soft shoulder and then you swerve and you're right into a tree. You hit a pothole, you swerve, you go into traffic. Number one cause, and we are doing that right here.
Dave G suggested racism. That's
I know. It's cause of racism.
This is a massive overcorrection. Okay, drag queen story hour, children strippers. We could all agree that's bad.
You'd think we could all agree, but
grown adults going to a BDSM workshop, that's not bad at all. There's nothing wrong with that.
We've seen this in absolutely everything. Look at affirmative action. What is that but an overcorrection? And indeed a massive overreaction. This is an overreaction as well. This is we've seen it on the left, we've seen it on the right. This is just what people do. Fucking, oh, you got my pronouns wrong. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please let me lick your shoes. Massive overcorrections. Everyone just chill the fuck out, man. Steal a bag of ice. Calm down.
Ian Miles Chung, who I thought I couldn't possibly lose any more respect for, has just turned into the biggest bootlicker of anybody more popular than him on Twitter. Here, go to college, get educated, become a dominatrix. It's like, This isn't a
Like and
college
subscribe.
course. This is a workshop. When you have
Yeah,
sex
I
with
see
your
nothing
wife,
wrong
you
with
need to
this.
pray and apologize.
I mean, this is. I'm one of those people who is cursed with the inability to have any public displays of affection. I can't. I'm with a girl. I can't kiss her in front of other people. I just can't do it. I'm like, oh my god, people are watching, and even I think this is prudish.
This is insane to me. And here's the description, and this is somehow bad. Ham and Beans in the chat said it earlier. They should stick to calling out predators instead of moralizing. Bondage is a form of consensual and recreational sex play that involves tying, restraining, binding a person with rope, handcuffs, or other items that can restrict movement. So learning how to do this, if it is something you want to learn how to do, safety is very important.
This is actually quite responsible, to be honest. Like, it's, if you've been interested in it, then come along, find out how to do it properly and safely. I think this is a responsible workshop to have, especially 18-year-olds in that environment where they're going to be experimenting, which people do in college, apparently.
Supposedly.
I've heard over and over again.
Attend this workshop to learn the ropes, literally.
Nice.
With an introduction to rope bondage taught by an expert, all materials are provided to give you hands-on experience with safe rope tying techniques. Space is limited. Register in advance. Reserve your spot. Limited drop-in seating is available. Free.
Categories health and wellness. Couldn't agree more.
This all seems fine and above the board.
Yep.
Like I've talked about it before, one of the things I want to learn how to do is how to tie shibari, the rope tying thing properly, because that'll make for great pictures. I don't know how to do it. I would go to one of those workshops if they were around.
And if all else fails, you could still become a sailor afterwards. You could be into all of these knots.
I never thought of that. Is my merit badge from Boy Scouts for knot tying? Like, I remember how to do a midshipman's bunt line knot.
Well, now you just do it around some titties and you're golden.
Well, yeah, does that come up?
A little bit there, Polly. Name more knots. Go on.
That was kind of hot. What the hell?
Ooh, I'm getting a chubby tying this fucking fly knot. I don't know. I can't name knots. I don't know.
Fly knot.
That's you should have said it with authority. I would have believed it. Yeah, a slipping
fly
knot.
knot. Yeah. It's a a fish knot.
Don't call it a fish knot in front of her.
Oh no. Anyway. Okay, like ratio's looking a little better. Still not that great. Guys, smash that like, do the thing with the thing and the stuff. All three of our things below.
Things.
Tejas. A man lures in a pedophile posing as a child and shoots him.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, good for him.
I'll tell you what, if
that was the plan or things went awry?
I think that was the plan.
If Chris Hansen started doing that, the ratings would go through the fucking roof, man.
Have a seat right there. We have a blindfold and a cigarette waiting for you.
Why don't you take a seat? No, seriously, take a fucking seat.
Why is there a tarp underneath the stool? No reason.
Why don't you take a seat on the top?
It looks like that scene in American Psycho where there's plastic everywhere. He puts on his slicker. Okay, I thought that would have been better received, but all right. The creeper with the mustache might be confusing, which is why the New York Post informs us that the man with the mustache, James Spencer, is accused of killing. So the man on the right was the PDF.
I would have put it the other way around.
Don't wear a pedo stash.
Yeah.
That is, though, isn't it? That is a creep stash.
Yeah, don't do that. A Texas man posed as a minor and lured in a convicted sex offender to his death because he felt law enforcement didn't do enough to keep pedophiles in prison. I mean,
does it say how he got busted, or did he just, I did this?
Car pulled up beside him. Driver filed numerous automatic shots. Suspect kind of pedophile via kick. Looks like they just caught him.
Oh, okay. Did he fuck up? Like, was it his intention to get rid of the body? So there's no reason to have a tarp or whatever. He just called him up and said, I took one out. Come get him.
What if he killed the wrong guy? Party State Spencer believed the police were not doing enough to keep pedophiles. I don't think it says.
That's why you got to follow Harry's law and make sure you're getting the right guy.
Yeah.
Dexter, anyone? Something? No. Okay.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Ghost dad. Don't get
Hold on.
caught. Get the right guy.
You all right?
They're screaming outside the studio. Hawaii Supreme Court controversially rejects the Second Amendment right. Rules in Hawaii, there is no state constitutional right to carry a firearm in public.
Yeah, the basic organization of the United States doesn't work like that. Go fuck yourself.
I mean, Ed does have a point. You can't just murder people, so not getting caught is kind of important. That's fair.
Yeah.
But
Still
no,
a crime.
I did get the reference.
It doesn't mean people haven't done it. Like, unabashedly said, yeah, I got him. Sin, we talked about before, the people that this person was on trial for, I don't even want to talk about because it disgusts me, doing untoward things towards that person's own child. And they just waited there for them at the courtroom and bang. Like, no, you can't just murder people, but there's people who'll do it with no shame because fuck that.
Extenuating circumstances.
If anything, that should be the incentive to not diddle kids, isn't it? Not like, the whole thing is morally wrong and you're disgusting.
Good point.
But rather,
if their parents ever find
you.
out, get near me, yeah. It's time to get together a posse and get a hanging party. I'm not a fan of mob justice, but there's always exceptions.
Yeah, this is the exception that proves the rule.
I mean, none of us want this to happen. We prefer that, there was no reason for this person to get murdered in the first place. Like, ideally,
Yeah, it would be nice if they didn't do what they did to have to be murdered.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, jump into the lion's den wearing a suit made of meat, That's on you at that point.
But I think he can argue that the world is a better place for him having done what he has done, though.
Yeah.
People could complain all they want about, I don't like the idea of felons being put up on my nickel. Yeah, I hear the point, but anyone more than kitty diddlers? Meh. It's an easier pill to swallow that some mass murderer is up on your nickel than some kitty diddler, am I right?
Yeah, honestly,
really
yeah.
Up for the government being able to kill people, but other people?
I agree with you, Drunkle. You're just, no, we agree on that, on capital punishment, but there's nothing wrong with whatever happened to the chain gang. That's my question.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, right.
That is a valid reason, Darren, but you cannot just unanimously decide that your state doesn't have to follow the Constitution.
No, you can't at all, man. Like, you're on safe ground. Say what you want. You can't. It just doesn't work that way. I mean, what the hell? It just doesn't work like that. I
would like to point out that all three of us have fucking awesome gun donos if anyone feels like hitting those. But
yes.
This sends a very dangerous precedent in my mind because, okay, we don't have to follow the Second Amendment. Why do we have to follow the First? I now declare anybody who is pro-Trump or pro anything that's anti-Biden, I declare that hate speech, and we have suspended the First Amendment, so you get arrested. Why can't California do that tomorrow? If Hawaii can just go, we don't acknowledge the Second Amendment.
Oh, California would as well.
Like this sets a very, very dangerous precedent in my mind. Illegal search and seizure, cops just get to kick in your doors.
I would love to talk to the people that were like behind. What was the impetus for that? Because all of the Second Amendment based cases you were losing for criminals arguing for their Second Amendment rights. Why? Seriously, what? I don't believe that. The Second Amendment was what? Stopping up your ability to enforce the law or something? I don't believe that either. This is where your focus goes? Instead of creating state-based laws where get caught gun trafficking, you're gone for the whole day. You're looking at 25 years plus where the only Supreme Court cases would be unusual crime or unusual and unjust punishment. Why this? How's this helping you? It seems like an easy to go to thing is my point.
That's a good question, actually. I didn't even think about that. How does this improve anything?
you're Gavin Newsom like politicians, right? I focus on him because if anyone's the devil in disguise, it's that guy. Seriously, he's a Sith. I really think it. Anyway, what is the easiest thing to go to as a legislator? Right? It's like, I don't want to have to fix these problems. I don't want to address the social issues that lead to these things. I don't want to do anything other than the guns are bad. I was like, yeah, but look at all the people in your state that own guns that don't commit crimes with them. They completely outnumber the ones who have guns and do commit crimes with them. Well, if we get rid of the guns, there wouldn't be any problem at all. And if you got rid of alcohol, that would stop all the wife beating and drinking and driving deaths, et cetera, et cetera. But most people who drink don't do that. So what the fuck?
Hold on. Ed says plenty of states don't have open carry. How is this possible? All states have one way or another for you to legally carry a gun, whether you have to get forms, like I think New Jersey and New York have it to where you have to spend like thousands of dollars every year to get a CCW, et cetera, et cetera. They have ways that you can carry guns, but this means at all. No guns in public at all, not in your car, nothing outside of your home.
Do you guys have a favorite amendment?
I have two.
I have one that's near and dear to my heart for odd reasons, but
you got to pick one. You can only have one.
On what basis?
My question.
Yeah. You're right. That is what brought us here today. You're not wrong. I get your point.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I think it's the most important, or come on, give me something to work with here.
Well, yeah, no, it's just because we're talking about this right here. This is based on a Second Amendment. We'll go through. We'll do all three. Sinatra, what's your favorite amendment?
2, because I can enforce one on my own.
There you go. Second Amendment. Polly?
Force one what on your own?
Force the First Amendment on my own.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was hoping you meant. I thought did he mean just another amendment of his own choosing? Or did he mean the First Amendment?
The second one's there for when the first one fails, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think that was a Patrice O'Neill quote. The First Amendment is the first for a reason. The second is the second for a reason in case someone tries to take away your first.
There you go.
For all the aforementioned reasons and more. Yeah, the second. Because it is the essential qualitative American amendment, because it really is. If the individual's the first and foremost in the state, then there should be a Second Amendment, shouldn't there? Yes. Because how else can the individual maintain their rights when things go to shit?
Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
And then the third one is something about housing soldiers. I don't know. With the fourth is search and seizure. Second kind of protects all those.
It's funny you said the third, right? That's the one that I secretly hold a special place for in my heart. No quartering of private homes and what?
I think we've talked about this actually.
Yeah, because it produces the perfect reaction from an American. Laughter. And it should. It's a laughable idea that anybody would do that. Why? Why would you laugh? Because it's your house. The idea of putting soldiers there, turning your own home into a barracks because the government says so, the very idea of eminent domain strikes at the American soul, and rightfully so. Yeah, it's what people think of stereotypically when they think of Americans. Oh, you guys and your property rights and your guns. And you're like, yeah, and? That's the whole fucking point. It's my house, and I decide what happens here. The government doesn't give me rights, and they don't decide what happens with my property, and I got guns to enforce it, so fuck you.
Exactly. The Second Amendment ensures the existence of the first, third, fourth, fifth, all of them.
See, I would have put money on. You asked two Americans on YouTube, two right-leaning Americans, what's your favorite amendment? You both say the second.
Well, it's because the existence of the second implies the existence of all the other ones. If we didn't have the Second Amendment, we wouldn't have any of our other ones. We would have been Britain.
And why it came about is this: why even have a federal Bill of Rights? Why do we even need that during the ratification process, right? And it's because individual states will guarantee it. The various 1 to 10 called the Bill of Rights, first 10 amendments. Well, the only reason the Second Amendment came up during that process that we need this on the federal Bill of Rights, because the ability for the federal government to create a standing army and raise a standing army. That's why. And it's like, well, the federal government can have an army. We have to enshrine the right to keep and bear arms to the individual. because what else stands as a buttress against that being used against the people? Oh, it's almost like it's not about hunting sin.
I mean, no, just like as a Brit, my answer would be very different.
Well, what would yours be?
Shoot.
I plead the fifth. That whole thing was just for that joke, for fuck's sake. You're fucking talking about the quartering and shit like that as well. I'm going, come on, please, just someone ask me, for fuck's sake. There's a punchline waiting here. God damn it.
Why didn't you insist that you got to say your piece then? And then you could.
Yeah, you could have jumped over all of us. You have no problem doing that any other time.
Oh, fuck you. It only works if someone says Drunkle, what's your favourite amendment? Then I can say I plead the fifth. There's
no one going to ask me. You could have, the setup and then the pitch, and it's out of the park.
That was a fucking
chat right now.
That was a 4
I liked it. It's just you explained a joke rather than told it, so it just kind of.
It brokered an interesting conversation.
Mm-hmm.
JB just said Drunkle sits down to pee. That's harsh, man. That's
Shelley said that was a good punchline. It was if he didn't explain it.
That was a scathing insult from JB there. One of the worst insults I've heard recently was someone just went, mate, you were conceived with a limp dick. I'm like, God damn.
All right, let's keep it moving. New York City, serial New York City transit offender busted for illegal swipes, set free again despite over 170 different arrests. He looks like a fine, upstanding member of society.
What expression is that? What the fucking...
He's snarling.
You look like you're sniffing your own farts.
And it's all transit offenses, too.
What, illegal swipe as in card swipe to get past the turnstile?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's 170 transit offenses. Like, dude, just get a fucking bus pass. What are you doing?
In this economy?
Yes, in this economy. Shit, judging by the stream goal, I don't think I could afford one right now. But you guys know what I mean. What I would like to see, if possible, I want to see you guys get Emmers below 1 million HP. She has been sitting as stream boss for far, far too long. Like damn near a month. House Oversight launches investigation into State Department over John Kerry's alleged meeting with climate activists. I think we all know how this is going to turn out. Oh, it's fine. He's fine. The House Oversight Committee has launched an investigation. They just repeat that. Over allegations of special presidential envoy meeting with climate environmental activists. The oversight claims that the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, asking him to provide unredacted documents and communications related to Kerry's collusion with leftist climate groups. We all know how this is going to turn out.
Yeah,
collusion is the word.
But it's okay when they do it.
Always is.
CNN is very triggered. This was something I wanted to play earlier. CNN is very triggered about the Tucker Carlson thing. We watched a little bit of this Tuesday, but Polly, you'll get a kick out of this one.
Aaron Burnett's angry about something? You're kidding.
Yeah, shocking, right?
Yeah.
A massive shakeup in Kyiv coming as Putin is trying to court the MAGA GOP in the United States. In fact, one of the leaders of the MAGA GOP is in Moscow tonight. It's the man you see here with the MAGA leader Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson. Possibly
MAGA,
Moscow. MAGA, Kyiv.
MAGA.
Yeah, you could say Kyiv, but you say Moscow? What's up with that?
She said Moscow?
They're in Moscow.
Close. A lot closer than Moscow.
Listen.
Moscow to interview Putin. Definitely there as
we say Moscow.
Celebrity. Just listen to how Russian state media is breathlessly celebrating his visit.
Listen to how celebratory this is. This is insane.
Independent journalist Tucker Carlson has flown to Russia from the U.S. via Turkey to Vnukovo Airport.
Do you hear that celebration?
Yeah, I better calm the fuck down. I mean, what
Dude,
the hell?
It gets worse.
He saw Spartacus Ballet at the Bolshoi Theater, had lunch in a nice restaurant, went for a ride around town.
Crossfire 89. It's like, they had lunch at a nice restaurant. Oh no! Crossfire 4891. Thank you for the $5. Evening, Polly. I heard you talking about classic cartoon shows last Noir Bar. Check out the channel. Orbital Bacon on YouTube. He has an entire Galaxy Rangers cartoon you talked about and posted and more. Okay. Yeah, I remember it was actually somebody who donated that talked about the Galaxy Rangers thing. But yeah, I'll look into it. I love my classic cartoons. Cool. Thank you.
Rode the subway. He charged his smartphone via USB port and connected to a fast and free Wi-Fi internet.
The celebrations are
He charged
incredible.
his phone.
And connected to Wi-Fi.
Look at that smug look on her face, on her plastic surgery wind tunnel face. Yeah, we got him. Can you believe this guy? This is disgusting. I should be there.
Subway? Like a regular person?
Connected to Wi-Fi. Saw a
free Wi-Fi.
Saw a ballet.
I mean, aren't like Russian ballet dancers are like the best in the world?
So did Barbara Walters in
You go to
2011
Russia,
sit on the sidewalk by herself, refusing to be put up in a hotel in protest until she met with Putin? And then when she did, tries clawing his eyes out and screaming at him, "You dictating, murdering son of a bitch."
Right.
Like, what did she do that would...
Sorry.
She was brought from the airport, via not a stretch limousine, but like like a Lincoln Town car that's blacked out, you know what I mean, with a security vehicle behind it. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be a good idea visiting journalists on Earth.
No, of course she didn't, Polly. She didn't have lunch, ride the subway, or charge her smartphone. She brought her own sandwich, she walked to the meeting, and she only tweeted using her own mobile data. No fast and free Wi-Fi for her. What a citizen. What a fucking non-story, man.
I think that smug look on her face. Can you believe this? When news entertainers are spending more time talking about each other than anything else. Remember when I was complaining about that like 3 years ago? It's gotten worse and worse. Tucker is the story. Well, Tucker mega. Like, what the fuck?
Send over that video, babe.
Festonia, thank you for the $10. Festonia, you magnificent bastard. That CNN host can eat a bag of dicks. Pile on yet another mountain of reasons why. I can get my info from AAA now and not the mainstream. Don't. I appreciate it, but don't ever rely on us for your news, man. That's not good.
Shit jokes, sarcastic comments, we're you guys.
Yeah.
Anything
shit jokes
else?
And shit jokes.
Yeah. Anything else, just don't do it.
His phone. Although they're knowing the details about the fact that it was during USB port may give him reason to think twice about all of this. But look at them talking about him like a celebrity. Everything he does.
Guys, I don't know what to tell you. I said this Tuesday. There's nothing I can do about the commercials. There's nothing I can do about the YouTube commercials unless I completely demonetize every single thing that goes up on this channel, which I literally cannot afford to do. There's nothing I can do about the commercials. I'm sorry, but you just got to deal with them.
Must be
on camera, breathlessly repeated. Now, it is unclear if an interview between Putin and Carlson will take place, but if it does, it gives Putin a chance to sit down with a big supporter.
How is he a supporter?
Because Tucker.
But he's not. All he's ever done is fucking called out the amount of money that's been sent over to fucking Ukraine while Americans are starving and dying of the cold. That's not pro-Russia. That's pro-America.
I lose patience quickly for the argument of like, okay, you keep talking about like this gold. You talk as if there was a golden era of journalism. I'm not saying that there was a Shangri-La golden era. I'm saying there wasn't this. Look at the way she said it. If you would have fast forward back to like watch a commercial break during the 90s or 80s even that are available up on YouTube, right? And they'll do like quick, fast news. That's not the way they present information like this. Even if they were trying to lambaste Carlson and make him look bad. Back in the day, and I mean...
There he is.
Alan for 10, Sin. Alan, thank you very much.
Oh, God. I was getting worried, man.
Even like the bias is like Luna says, it's like, I can smell the jealousy. Yeah, if it was her there, you wouldn't be hearing her say this, man. Not at all. Absolutely. But it would have been presented 10, 15 years ago. Like, they would have weasel word their way into it. Some are claiming that Carlson being there is doing the interview is indicative of a position bias in favor of Putin. That's as far as they would be willing to go. Now, Aaron Burnett talks to you like you're in her fucking living room and she's your friend. She's a blogger. A video blogger. Because he's getting evidence from a strong supporter. Back that up. Alan, thank you for the $10. Sims is Polly. Alan. Showing some clip of him saying something that isn't, Putin is the source of all evil and is the reason Donald Trump is in office. That's not clear journalism. That's just supporting your side of the rancorous cacophony of bullshit. Sorry for that statement, but it is.
I mean, it is what it is, but let me continue playing this.
Right. Might be worth asking yourself, since it is getting pretty serious, what is this really about? Why do I hate Putin so much? Has Putin ever called me a racist? Has he threatened to get me fired for disagreeing with him?
This man isn't black! What?
Go ahead.
Does he eat dogs? These are fair questions, and the answer to all of them is no. Vladimir Putin didn't do any of that.
I'll actually always remember watching that clip. I was standing in Ukraine 48 hours before the war began there.
She's out front with Aaron Burnett. She's on the front lines. Blah, blah, blah. Shut you old bag-and-faced jealous bitch.
Well, Carlson then stood by Putin consistently all the way through. And that is why he can go to Moscow now without any fear of being summarily imprisoned. He's a hero. This was Putin's mouthpiece in the United States, somebody who had turned a blind eye to the atrocities committed by Putin because they were happening far away. Once vibrant towns turned to ruins, mass graves with dozens of bodies in the Kyiv suburbs, a theater full of innocent women and children sheltering, bombed, despite the giant world children written on the roof. More than
Okay, we got a follow-up clip to this. Miss Sin just sent this over.
As a human being, so many people
Why does her face look like that?
Plastic surgery gone wrong.
look up to you. They rely on you. No one can imagine how hard that is. Do you do anything for yourself? Are you ever able to take a minute to
Some impacts.
What
to
the
read or
fuck
to
is
listen to
going on with
music?
the camera here, man? Jesus Christ.
This is professional news, Drunkle.
That's on purpose. It's to make it look like, in the moment, you're there, you're walking with them. It makes you human with her emotion where she can barely choke back the tears.
That is the fucking worst bit of acting I've ever seen. And I've seen Hollyoaks.
Liz Lucas, Awoo, or at least I hope it's an Awoo, not different donos on each channel. But God's forbid, Tucker archives a monumental change many journalists would kill for to have it go down in history that he interviewed Putin. Someone sounds salty. Oh, they're all very mad. They're all very mad. And hey, dude,
What's the amount of people that interviewed Fidel Castro? You want to talk about atrocities? What the fuck?
Hey Dude says, I hate giving YouTube money just as much as the next guy, but if commercials are that much of a pain in the ass, your best bet is to get premium. I mean, dude, I get comments. I see people in the chat on both channels constantly. Too many ads. There's too many ads. What, do you want me to turn them off? I don't got it like that. I can't just turn off the ads. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, you said you can get a
yeah, you can get
you can get a
Yeah, it ain't got that Oreo money. I'm buying
Alan for 10. He
Chinese
said,
Oreos.
Oh, sorry. It was Alan for 10. He said, Uncle Alan. I love that guy. I love that guy. 3 times a week, man. You fucking legend, Alan. We love you, man.
Indeed.
I don't know. Devil Fruit Zero's like blame YouTube, not Sinatra. Yeah, don't. I didn't see
I've
anyone
seen-
blame Sinatra, but don't even fill his chat. I mean,
Oh,
guys,
no, dude.
seriously, it's not his or anyone else's fault. Hey, listen, I'm involved in I refuse to pay for premium and I refuse to watch the ads. So I'm getting throttled like fucking crazy and I'm still trying to find a workaround. But
there are plenty of people who said I'm purposely putting the ads in every 2 minutes. Like, no, I have no control over any of this. Like a few months ago, YouTube took all creator control away from ads. You can either have them off completely, which, sorry, I can't do. I'm poor to begin with, but I've had a month of unexpected expenses that has really set me back. So it's just, I don't know what to tell you.
Blame Putin.
Is it and Platty's right. Brave actually, apparently, according to FAR, the native ad block in it does better than the add-on extensions that I've been fucking around with in Firefox. Time to move over to a Chromium. Brave. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a shot, see what happens. But Patio Furniture, thank you for recognizing my Boreos joke. I thought that was pretty good, and it just laid there.
That was good.
Is that
There's something to sort of give yourself that?
It's off-brand Oreos.
Is it really? Oh,
no, I made it up. It's not at all, but it's
important to be in silence, to be alone. And early in the morning, when there are no sounds.
What music do you like?
Wow, such hard-hitting questions, Erin. Not a fawning.
What music do you like? Do we have any more of that? A little bit.
Look at.
All right, that was pretty good. Thanks, babe.
That was awesome, Shelley. That was seriously well timed and well found. That was perfect.
This should go like, oh, fucking Tucker's sucking Putin's dick. You're sucking Zelensky's dick. Like, I guarantee she fucking did that before and after that interview.
Probably. It looks like you guys have knocked Emmers down below 1 million HP. Nicely done. But is it possible to take Emmers out completely? You guys have been sitting with a...
Look what I got here. Hey, where are the white women at?
Here's the other half, Sin. Thank you, Fostonia. I appreciate that, buddy. I'm going to give me an upgrade there.
I don't know, because, like, monetization on my channels, it's like heroin. Never have, never will. But...
Not even once.
Oh, yeah. You know, they run ads on my videos and my streams or whatever the fuck, and because they do on everyone's, regardless of monetization. Did they do that during live streams, regardless in the middle as well?
I don't know. I was watching a live stream yesterday or something, and there were so many people in the chat bitching about the ads that they just turned off like their monetization for the stream. Like, oh, okay, well, that must be nice to be able to do that. The 1,000 or 2,000 views I get from this don't amount to much, but man, if $10 is $10, you know.
The first apocalypse following PewDiePie's gaffe was them going, advertisers don't want their product associated with, like right-leaning videos and shit like that. Well, that's not, I mean, they're proving that's not what happened. If they're playing it for any and all videos, what they really meant was, no, we just don't want to give you the money.
That's more accurate to it. But you guys have had a woman stream boss for like a month now. If you guys want to take...
Hey, boys! Look what I got here. Hey, where are the white women at?
This is Aaron and Lil Z.
Hey, boy.
Oh, is that what her name was? Aaron?
Who?
The CNN lady?
Yeah, Aaron Burnett.
Oof, gross. Thank you, Call to Curl, for the 25. Much appreciated, sir. We need
do that.
A little bit of a palate cleanser here. You want to see it?
Mm-hmm.
Colorado transgender woman's refugee status in Canada is overturned after she claimed she suffered persecution because of her gender identity in the United States.
She was seeking asylum in Canada.
At least she got refugee status in Canada.
At least she went to the nearest country instead of like skipping over, 4 of them so they can get to America. Or
Can I take
Britain.
a stab in the dark? What happened here?
Sure.
They were there. Their time visiting had run out because it's an automatic visa between Canada, the United States, and UK, etc. You can be there for a certain amount of time. It doesn't matter as long as you're not working. That kind of shit. You ran out of time and didn't want to go home.
Well, it says that she did at one point gain refugee status, but then they overturned it.
Your ridiculous lunatic says wrong asylum. Fucking spelling. Well done. Well done.
Man.
It's supposed to be Ricky and Shrek. Oops. Hold on. Talk to the chat for a second, guys.
Go on, Polly.
Your boy Pat points out something that's like,
Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry. That's supposed to be 2501. My bad.
What, the Blazing Saddles?
No, the Shrek and Ricky.
Oh, yeah.
No,
God forbid people aren't able to hit that one. Oh, no.
Dude, come on. It's not Halloween.
Your boy Pat points out something funny as hell. That Blazing Saddles is 50 years old. My God.
Right, that's annotated. It looks like there might be the Doom one might be off too. I don't know. I don't even know if I still have the 2432. I got to go through and cut off a lot of these, like the Ragtime Cat. When was the last time anybody played that? Americans Are Tired of Women. The Beto Boogie. The Beto Boogie is old school. I love that one, but it might be time to.
No, you never get rid of that one.
It might be time.
No, it's not. It never will be time.
How much is the Hello My Baby, Hello My Not, the Michigan J Frog Flaming Feet?
I think I got rid of that one.
No way.
Oh no, it's a 3338 for that one.
That's a fucking classic.
That is a good one.
He lit his own feet on fire. I mean, that should never die. I just.
Hey, dude. Also, if I remember correctly, there was still being played when previous channel was demonetized. Yes. Even on channels that aren't monetized. Yes. So I don't think it stops. It doesn't. I like the Singing Arab Cat. You still got that one? Yeah, that's 2266. That's a good. I love that one. And Steve Dave, holy stench of Biden's bullshit. Chat, I'm late to the show and the ratio looks like that. Smash the like button before you're worse than the whiny bitches who complain about before you're worse. Speaking of Biden shit, the ratio depends on you dipshits. True that, Steve Dave. Thank you very much. And hey, dude, Cult and Fustonia, thank you guys. Much appreciated. Definitely dealing out some shin kick stammers. Still like 900,000 HP. So not bad. Let's keep it moving. New report shows how $340 million in federal COVID relief was turned into cash transfers to subsidize illegal immigration.
The first worm of the summer!
Chunky Milk, thank you very much for the wormy slurpee.
I'm not commenting.
Drunkle is not commenting. I follow your creepypasta. I used to follow your creepypasta channel till they were putting ads every 2 minutes. See, like, I get it.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be no mid-rolls on that channel. I have specifically set there to be no mid-rolls over there. But they do whatever they want, and I apparently lost a subscriber for it.
With creepypasta, gotta be an immersion killer. Fucking hell.
I would think.
Quick little side note. You know so when you run an ad block, you won't get ads when you search for something on YouTube and you're scrolling through the results, and then every page there will be a line that is nothing but ad stuff, like YouTube movies and et cetera, right? And ad block will block that. Can somebody come up with an ad block that blocks shorts? I don't care.
Yeah, there's a whole app for that.
Is there?
TikTok.
Oh, yes, there is. YouTube, stop trying to be fucking TikTok. And TikTok, quit trying to be YouTube.
Well, they're very much trying to push shorts as something.
Yeah.
Because I keep getting emails going, you should upload to YouTube Shorts. There's better monetization on YouTube Shorts. But you need to get like 1 million views to get anything on there. Yes, I am leaving. Thank you. Democrats have opened up a federal investigation into RFK Jr. The DNC accuses RFK Jr.'s campaign and super PAC of illegal coordination, and they're trying to kick him off the ballot. J. Kate sent me this with a great comment on it, and I'm just going to repeat it here because it's so good. When all you have is a hammer.
What?
They're weaponizing, which is the stream goal, the two-tier DOJ against anybody who could possibly remotely pose a threat to Biden in the general. And RFK certainly did pose a threat to Biden in the general. Like, maybe not going to definitely win, but going to take some votes away from him.
Oh, is that when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. Right. It's just because you only said the first part of the saying.
And it's. Nice. I'd have that reaction too.
I mean, can we see it once again? That you want to talk about recoil management? Jerry Mikulek has it.
Wow.
I just want to feel like that about anything ever.
He just rapid fired a 50 PMG. I mean, come on. That's just. Manly Strong Beef donated $12.50. Thank you very much, Manly Strong Beef. Greatly appreciate it.
Nicely done. All right, let's keep it moving. We got a few articles left, and one's a video we got to take a look at. So. Excuse me, honey, you lose me. Baby, come on. That is a good one. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
Your boy Pat for the 3338, because Polly reminded me I had to see it. That one is top tier. That is top tier. The guy fired off $100 right there. Oh, fuck. More than that, probably.
It's okay. He's got the sponsorship. He can afford
it. At least. But just listen.
Every day between now and November, the American people are going to know that the only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends.
MAGA, MAGA, MAGA.
But why? Is it because they didn't like the border bill? Did you guys read the border bill? The border bill was shit, but that's what they're going to say. Well, they didn't vote for this bill. That's called the border bill, but really it's...
Why are you running?
Have you just stopped finishing sentences now?
You had a donation.
Yeah, you
did. I did, yeah. It was real Steve Jobs for $12 with no message. My God, he lives.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
He lives.
Tim Apple is at it again.
Thank you, real Steve Jobs.
We Republicans didn't pass the border bill, so we're going to have an insecure border. Well, was there anything for the border bill? No, is that I have to fuck your dog. That was in the border bill. They just name it whatever they want, and it had nothing to do with it.
I remember
most
when
people
aren't
going to look into it.
I like the whole I have to fuck your dog thing, because they really did screw the pooch on it, didn't they?
But the wasting of all of that fucking time, the amount of time and money that they're the public's money, put forward bills that they know the Republicans won't go for, just because 2024 election year, they can say Republicans didn't want this to happen. They're the party of no. They're stopping any kind of progress we're attempting to make. They're going to name every bill the most glorious thing running out. The milk for babies bill. Republicans want to starve infants.
And none of it has to do with milk or babies.
Right. It's a whole bunch of steel subsidies for Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? What the fuck? What does this have to do with anything you mentioned?
Money for Israel. It's... But let's take a look at the bill. So here is the money allocated in the border bill. $60 billion to Ukraine. Right off the bat. $60 billion for Ukraine. You got $20 billion for the border.
A border, just not ours.
Yeah, it's a border, not our border. $20 billion to us, so we get not even 20% of the money. We got about $20 billion to Israel, $10 billion to humanitarian aid, $6 billion to other, and a combined about $7 billion for the Red Sea and Indo-Pacific. I almost said Indo-Pacific. $60 billion to Ukraine is the border bill. And people are like, no, I'm not voting for that. And they go, well, why do you want to open the border?
Donald Trump and his ultra MAGA.
It's like, are you even trying?
No.
3
If you had a
times.
compliant media, would you? Honestly, it's an honest question. If you had a compliant media, would you bother?
No, but
you
I
know
would
they're
like
all
to
going to
think-
massage it into believability, at least for the people that are their possible voters or likely voters, right? So
I would
why
like to
care?
think that I would at least care a little bit about my own country.
With a compliant media, it's not that easy. I know I keep talking about that, but people ask me, I remember it happened at a conference. What do you think the biggest threat facing the United States is? And people mention these big things. And I said,
us.
I said, the news information industry. I said, what do you
Yeah.
mean? I said, journalism. There's only about 30, 40 people in the room. And somebody said, justify that. It's the same reason I gave you guys. That's the first time that I said it. I did, like, on the spot, the idea that I came up with was because there very well might be worse problems facing the United States. But how would you know? And then somebody said, you don't believe that narco-terrorism on the border is a bigger threat? I said, it very well might be. But how would you know?
Yeah, they
in
don't
your
tell
own
you about it.
presentation, because that person had just done their presentation. They were on the panel and they said, well, don't you think that this is a bigger threat? And I said, but so much of your information was coming from journalism. You're assuming that all of it was accurately presented. When they've lost anything approaching a moral or professional compass, none of us can spend our time in the White House press briefing room or chasing around national security information from different departments. We're relying on them to tell us. And when all of it's being filtered through party politics bullshit, yeah, they're the biggest fucking problem face because they screw everything else up.
Well, it's almost by design. And remember, 10%
One might
to the
think.
big guy.
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah.
10% to the big guy. Don't forget about that. Looney Lenny, at this point, it's just saying money. What? At this point, just saying money going to other countries will get me to vote for you. Yeah, more or less. Yay, us. But you have this one, too. The Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, as Kulta Krill would call her, the lizard person. We don't have to get the prices down because wages are going up.
You tell me you don't know shit about economics without telling me you don't know shit about economics.
We don't need to worry about rising prices because wages are going up.
That's not going to rise prices at all because economics don't work that way.
Yeah, that's not how any of this works.
Between disinflation and deflation. Y'all talk about disinflation, which I'm happy to have. Disinflation
Definitely money me money now, for sure.
means inflation is going down. It means prices are rising less rapidly than they were. But that's a far cry from deflation, which means the level of these high prices caused by Bidenomics are here to stay. Here's
I like how people are really using that now.
what Jay Powell just said on February 4th. He said, he was asked the question, inflation is one thing, prices are another, and I wonder if there's any reason to believe that people will see the prices of things decline. And here's what Chairman Powell said. So the prices of some things will decline, others will go up, but we don't expect to see a decline in the overall price level. That doesn't tend to happen in economies, except in very negative circumstances. He's talking about a recession. It'll take a recession to get these prices down.
Well, we don't have to get the prices down
We
because
don't?
She is such a lizard person. I don't even buy that conspiracy theory, but Janet Yellen is single-handedly changing my mind on it. I mean, look at her. Tell me that's a person.
I enjoyed the Hobbit movies.
Dobby has gotten a suck.
wages are going up, and a metric that is worth knowing is that the median American house worker.
But let me stop you.
House worker.
I can't even listen to her talk.
I'm gonna get cut off. You don't think we need to get these prices down? You think it's okay that bacon's up 20% under President Biden? Chicken's up 23.5%. Coffee's up 30%. Gas is up 44%.
Yes, of course they think it's okay because they don't have to nickel and dime their own budget.
Right. Right. I mean, you hear those numbers. Are those in step with inflation? No, they're dramatically above it. Inflation is just making it worse. Yeah. Okay, my dollar right now only has the purchasing powers on my dollar from 4 years ago, if you know what I mean. And and when you go to buy something, it's now more expensive with a deflated dollar that only has the purchasing power 75 cents now.
And she can't even try to talk like she's not lying. Well, I think that, okay, so you're, like Luna said, you're just pulling it out of your ass.
Right. If you didn't want to sound like you were making that up on the spot, you're really failing, because that's what you sound like. You're just making up something.
Well, you think that's bad. Biden tells crowd that he met with Mitterrand, former French president who died in 98 or 96. I muted the thing.
What they call the G7 meeting, all the NATO leaders. I was in South of Finland. And I sat down and I said, America's back. And Mitterrand from France looked at me.
So man who's been dead almost 20 years, Biden just saw a couple of days ago.
He probably did.
He probably did. He probably did.
You're that close to the door, you start seeing weird shit, don't you?
I've heard that, yeah. Even before Mom died, she kept having dreams about her sisters and shit who passed away. And like, uh-oh. You better not be going anywhere. But there's more to it. Biden just referred to Sisi as president of Mexico, not the president of Egypt. But look at the responses. Why are you mentioning this? Trump does 10 times worse, and most of the media doesn't say anything. Are you going to talk about yeah.
Most of the media does. What are you talking about? Whenever he gaffes, it doesn't make a difference. They fact check him on ice cream and burger height.
But people are mad that he said this. Like,
he said to inject bleach.
Over 20 years ago, almost 30 years ago. My bad. I forgot what decade it was. Old.
Remember the whole ivermectin thing with Trump? He's telling people to take aquarium cleaner.
Inject bleach.
And nobody holds Barack Obama questionable, not accountable, but simply questionable to Mitt, the Cold War called and they want their foreign policy back because he mentioned Russia was a threat during a presidential debate. Barack Obama, did you perhaps during the 8 years of your presidency not see Russia as a threat that your entire party is now focused on as the center radiation of all evil?
Nazi.
I heard that.
And from Call to Curls 25, we now have a turnip.
Yay!
He needs a little sombrero, and Polly and I each have one more evolution. So that's three. Three more across the board. After whiffing on border security, Senate plans to vote billions to Ukraine anyway. So they're just going to go, okay, well, we won't protect the border. We're just going to give Ukraine the money. Just say you don't care. Like, I would respect that more if you just came out and said, you know what? I don't give a shit about the border. Fuck him. Just say you don't care. What is this? Oh, no. With border legislation that was widely criticized as inadequate appearing dead in the water, the Senate now plans to hold a vote with a separate deal only with Ukraine and other international aid. They don't give a shit. They are more than happy to leave us dead in the water without a paddle as long as they get their kickbacks and the lobbyists, and it doesn't matter. Exactly, Zed Hero. Just say you hate us. Just tell us the truth. Be honest about it once. And it's not just the money to Ukraine. It's to everything else except the money for the border. Like, that's going to get passed because that's the reason the first one didn't get passed. Ivermectin won a Nobel Prize. Yeah, for was it the most? It's on the the WHO's essential medicine list, isn't it, Polly?
Yeah, I mean, it turned out that it did do what people were saying it would do. But once again, it was just people parroting shit off of Twitter, you know?
When it came out... Sulfa and loperamide. Like, it's base necessary medicine that WHO is distributing all over the third world, blah, blah, blah. But remember, only for your aquariums, and Trump's a Nazi for mentioning it or something.
And horse paste.
Right. Let's bring down Joe Rogan with it, too, while we're at it.
Oh, fuck yeah. And they're finally letting Joe back on YouTube widespread now. He has served his penance, apparently.
Well, didn't he, like... I didn't follow the story. Didn't he drop Spotify exclusivity?
Yeah. I don't know what happened there, but he's now back allowed on YouTube.
Renewal of the contract with different stipulations, yeah. The exclusivity was dropped.
Huh.
He's still getting that fuck you Spotify money.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah.
Wow, they must
yeah. I mean, fucking hell.
Really, really love having Joe there. Good Lord.
I mean, he's money, isn't he? Like,
right. Remember the group of like 14 annoyed Zoomers that worked at Spotify where they were like, oh no, we've signed this petition that no Joe Rogan here. We're angry.
Oh, yeah.
Really? How'd that work out for you guys?
We did a change.org. We're upset. Let's keep it moving. Where's my cursor? There it is. We're getting into the... I had to rearrange all of this shit last minute because I didn't realize how bad this actually was till I got a video from J-Kate that we're going to take a look at. But we're getting into the titular articles, Biden's bad week. So if you guys would be so kind as to smash the like button, share it out on your social media. Streamlabs listed for all three of us down below. Like I said, we have 3 evolutions left, 3 McKinley packages left. I think that is not a coincidence, but probably. And these guys as well, make sure to chuck them some dinero should you feel like they deserve it, and I believe they do. Not normal. Over 1 million jobs reported in 2023 didn't actually exist. So this came out a couple of days ago that Biden's administration, I say Biden, but his administration exaggerated the new jobs created by over 1 million. I feel like, again, if Trump had done this, they would impeach him for it.
Oh, they'd be all over it.
He lied publicly about whatever.
Well, be honest, it would be the impeach call of that week. Yes.
Well, yeah, of that week. Over 1 million. Last I saw was like 400,000, but it is now over 1 million jobs that they quote unquote overestimated.
Look what I got here. Hey, where are the white women at? Hey, boy.
Said the Snarky, let's even those evolutions out. Upgrade the river tube. The river tube. That's a first one for me. That's it from now on, Polly. You're the river tube.
That's brilliant.
There we go. There's the angry river tube. We got 2 more left. Get Drunk a little hat, and I get an upgrade too. The river tube. That's good.
Adorable river tube.
And it has come down from on high that Biden will face no charges in his mishandling of classified documents.
Mm-hmm.
Because, well, the reason stated was that he handed them over. And they didn't have to go searching for it like they had to go to Mar-a-Lago to get it from Trump, I guess. Joe Biden and others are not expected to face criminal charges in an investigation over classified documents per NBC. Biden kept the classified materials in his garage at his Delaware home, as well as in his private office and a couple other places that we've talked about, where other people had full access to these classified documents. The Department of Justice Special Counsel Robert Hur report on the probe, expected to be released soon. Biden and his team reportedly fear the impacts of photos in the report. Aides expressed fear that Trump's campaign can leverage this against Biden.
They're really trying to plug all the leaking holes, huh?
Dude, it's like...
Because there's so many, but I get it, but like, wow, you guys are really... It's going to be a long 2024, everyone. I mean, it just... Joe's going to be cleared on stuff they suspect he might do, you know?
Yeah. Well, we think that he might do this, but we're already not pressing charges on him. And what is that? 3-4 candidates so far that they are trying to make it so they cannot run for president? Marianne Williamson, Trump, obviously, and RFK. Like, it's just, this is, I don't know how this is just okay. Like, if anybody else had been weaponizing, they jumped up Trump's ass for saying that he would do this, that he would use the DOJ to get revenge, which was a stupid statement, and he never should have said that. But he said he would use the DOJ to get revenge for the exact thing Biden is trying to do right now with the DOJ, and they were mad that Trump said that.
The tragedy is, let's say, you're in a court of law, mishandling documents. Okay, yeah, well, Biden did it too. Even if that's true, and it is, it's not a defense.
No, it's not at all.
They can convict one guy for doing something, and then through prosecutorial discretion, not even prosecute another guy for doing the same thing. And you will have a compliant media, Rachel Maddow and Joy Reid and company, all say, but it was different. Trump was offered the chance to turn it over, and he didn't, and blah, blah, blah. Those will be, the arguments will be there, regardless of whether they're substantial or not. It doesn't make a difference. It'll be justified. And that, to me, is the problem, is that they really will convict this guy while leaving the other guy there. And we will all spend our time saying, but Joe, Hillary, et cetera, did it too. Yes, they did. Absolutely. And in Hillary Clinton's case, far more egregiously. It doesn't matter. They chose not to prosecute her. Trump chose not to go after her, which I think was the right move. But that was a wildly different time in the prehistoric years of 8 years ago. And yeah, it's just not like that anymore. Man, Democrats are willing to go impressively far. Be afraid. Fuck.
Well, yeah. But, and of course, Biden had to respond to, well, this is what was in the report. Let me try to keep this as consistent as I can. Here's what was in the report. Biden is not fit for office. Well, why do you say that? Their defense is that he is too mentally unwell to be held accountable for the crimes. That, quote, his memory has significant limitations and he is often hazy.
Defense for one thing, undermining far more in that statement. That's wow.
Significant limitations is an actual quote in this.
Yeah, Andrew Thorson, he's equals unfit. Are you even fit for your office, sir?
That is bad. Well, he had to come out and respond to it. Naturally, he had to come out and respond to it. And I'm going to put this on 1.25 speed, and we're going to take a look at this.
Special counsel released his findings today about their look into my handling of classified documents. I was pleased to see he reached a firm conclusion that no charges should be brought against me in this case. This was an exhaustive investigation going back more than 40 years, even into the 1970s when I was still a new United States Senator.
They were not investigating you for classified documents in your garage when you were vice president in the 70s.
The special counsel acknowledged I cooperated completely. I did not throw up any roadblocks. I sought no delays. In fact, I was so determined to give the special counsel what he needed, I went forward with a 5-hour in-person interview over 2 days on October the 8th and 9th of last year, even though Israel had just been attacked by Hamas on the 7th and I was very occupied. It was in the middle of handling an international crisis.
Ooh, bad choice of words.
Yeah.
I was especially pleased to see special counsel make clear the stark distinction and difference between this case and Mr. Trump's case. The special counsel wrote, and I quote, several material distinctions between Mr. Trump's case and Mr. Biden's are clear, continuing to quote, most notably, after given multiple chances to return classified documents to avoid prosecution, Mr. Trump allegedly did the opposite. According to the indictment, he not only refused to return the documents for many months, he also obstructed justice by enlisting others to destroy evidence and then to lie about it. In contrast,
I don't think any of that is true.
No, it's alleged to be true, but prosecutors will allege all kinds of shit to see what sticks.
Yeah.
And really, what are those elements of the crime that you're prosecuting, the crimes that you're prosecuting him for? No, they're not. They don't need to prove those things. Because the mishandling of documents, that it's not relevant whether he answered the phone when you called or not, and how many times he didn't answer the phone. Oh, he enlisted the aid of other people. The special prosecutor who serves at the pleasure of the current attorney general that you yourself nominated. The fox investigating the chicken coop.
Yep.
Joshua Montgomery says it's sad when 1.25 speed sounds like normal speed.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Joshua Montgomery, I was just thinking, it's like, holy shit, Biden's on cue. Like today, like he's on the ball. They must really have him shot up. Oh, wait, Sin did say 1.25. Crazy.
Turned in classified documents to the National Archives and the Department of Justice, consented to the search of multiple locations, including his home, sat for a voluntary interview, and in other ways cooperated with the investigation, end of quote. I've seen the headlines since the report was released about my willful retention of documents. These assertions are not only misleading, they're just plain wrong. On page 215, if you had a chance, I know it's a thick document. On page 215, the report of the special counsel found the exact opposite. Here's what he wrote. There is, in fact, a shortage of evidence that I willfully retained classified materials related to Afghanistan. On page 12, the special counsel also wrote, for another documents, the decision to decline criminal charges was straightforward. The evidence suggests that Mr. Biden did not willfully retain these documents. The evidence said I did not willfully retain these documents.
Hold on for a second. He knows he's referencing to Afghanistan and then kept these documents, everything in reference around that same page number. Did they find that for all of the documents, a quote shortage of evidence? I don't know. That makes me suspicious. I don't know that elsewhere where it's like there seemed to be some evidence that there was whatever, but not such that we would go ahead and prosecute, because the elements of the crime of withholding documents or keeping documents illegally, there's like 3 or 4 things that you have to do. One of them being evidence of deliberateness, let's just say, right? He keeps referencing that one thing to the Afghanistan documents. Sir, not all the documents you had were related to Afghanistan, and you fucking know that. So why are you talking about these to make it sound like it was all of them? This is some slick willy shit.
That's a good point, but just watch.
In addition, I know there's some attention paid to...
Besides repeating himself. Not repeating himself for emphasis, just forgetting that he said the last thing that he said. Are we sure this isn't AI? Yes. I watched this live.
Some language in the report about my recollection of events. There's even reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that? Frank?
I don't know how we got to this, by the way.
How the hell dare he, that fucker? Come on, Joe. Drop an F-bomb again. Do it.
There's literally no reason we got immediately to talking about his dead son. Like, he's just here now.
Yeah.
When I was asked the question, I thought to myself, it wasn't any of their damn business. Let me tell you something. Some of you have commented, I wear, since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of... Every Memorial Day, we hold a service remembering him, attending by friends and family and the people who loved him. I don't need anyone.
What has this got to do with the
subject?
anyone?
Vote for me, my son's dead.
That's what he's saying.
Simple truth is I sat for 500 of you over 2 days of events, going back 40 years.
I sat for 502 days of events.
At the same time I was managing international crisis, their task was to make a decision about whether to move forward with charges in this case. That's their decision to make. That's the council's decision to make. That's his job. And they decided not to move forward. For any extraneous commentary, they don't know what they're talking about. It has no place in this report. The bottom line is the matter is now closed. I'm going to continue what I've always focused on, my job of being President of the United States of America. Now, thank you, and I'll take some questions.
President Biden, something the special counsel said in his report is...
No, this is Ducey. Hold on.
That one of the reasons you were not charged is because in his description...
I let the Our Lady of thing go because he's talking about his kid. You don't want to start crying at a podium, but he might not.
No,
remember.
I don't think you do. But the subject is mishandling of documents. Why are you going off and getting? If you know it's an emotional subject, and I can understand why are you even talking about it if you know that you can't speak reasonably about it? And this is Joe. This is Nancy Pelosi, who will bring up their faith only when it's politically expedient for them to do so.
Oh yeah.
Either you with your strong stance against abortion. Well, right. When's the last time you went to mass, Joe, and it wasn't a photo op? Oh, I wear this as a
January.
reminder. Okay, that's touching, and maybe during a heartfelt interview with Aaron Burnett, you can bring that up. But what's it got to do with what's going on right now?
True. Very true.
And it was Lateral Raven for $3 and a Ricky Spanish said, do you recognize these classified documents in your garage? I do not recognize these classified documents in my garage. Thank you, dude.
Man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's
How
totally
bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad, I let you speak.
Okay, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. You got credit where it's due. That was okay.
That's pretty cutting, actually. That was.
It makes me think it was written. You know,
a rare hit.
Yeah.
That's
Your memory has gotten worse, Mr. President.
My memory is not good. My memory is fine. My memory. Take a look at what I've done since I've become president.
"Quote unquote significant limitations" from his own special counsel.
None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got passed. How'd that happen? You know, I guess I just forgot what was going on.
Mr. President, voters have concerns
I guess I forgot what was going on.
About your age. How are you going to assuage them? And do you fear that this report is only going to fuel further concerns about your age?
Only by some of you.
Mr. President, for criminal liability today, Mr. President, do you take responsibility for being careless with classified material?
I take responsibility for not having seen exactly what my staff was doing. It goes in and points out.
Blame the staff.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just threw your staff under the bus as being the felons?
Things that appeared in my garage, things that came out of my home, things that were
It just appeared in my garage. I don't know how that
The buck
happened.
stops before me. What?
Yeah.
Moved not by me, but my staff.
Mr. President, for months when you were asked about your age, you would respond with the words, "Watch me." Many American people have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is your judgment. That is your judgment. That is not the judgment of the press.
They expressed concerns about your mental acuity. They say that you are too old. Mr. President, in December, you told me that you believe there are many other Democrats who could defeat Donald Trump. So why does it have to be you now? What is your answer to that question?
Because I'm the most qualified person in this country to be president of the United States and finish the job I started.
Do you believe that, President? Why are you confusing the names of world leaders?
Thank you, everyone. I did not share classified information. I did not share it. With your ghostwriter? With my ghostwriter, I did not. Guarantee you did not.
But the special counsel said it.
No, he did not say that.
Okay.
He did not say that.
But Mr. President,
let me answer your question. The fact of the matter is, what I didn't want repeated, I didn't want him to know, and I didn't read it to him, was I had written a long memorandum to President Obama why we should not be in Afghanistan. And I was multiple pages. And so what I was referring to, I said classified. I should have said should be private because it was a contact between the president and the vice president as to what was going on. That's what he was referring to. It was not classified information.
Look how red his face is getting. He's getting mad.
Yeah, this is, well, I got to admit, this is a pressure cooker that I didn't think he'd be put in.
It's just evidence of actual blood flow as well. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
They are more than happy to throw him to the dogs at this point.
Right. Ham and beans. It's like they're hammering him. This is odd. I am thinking the same thing. It's like, whoa, what is going on with the press where the people in the room, he's actually even saying, this is not the opinion of the press, as if they have to do a consensus to ask you questions, Joe. What the hell? That's some people in the room. Yeah, and everyone has to be of the same opinion in the room? This is weird how many people are asking.
I would be willing to bet they're trying to make him sympathetic. Like, look how mean the press is to him.
In that document. That was not
the other
his own staff hasn't come in to call an end to it because they think he's going to be able to handle it? Is that your call?
No, they're going to try to make him look like the victim. Look, the press is eating him alive, but they didn't do this to Trump.
And right after his dead son. Okay. I'm open to explanations as to what's going on here, because usually Sideshow Bob has come in by now to say, all right, that's it. You know,
shoo.
When you look back at this incident, is there anything you would do differently now? And do you think that a special prosecutor should have been
we get the point of this, but J. Kate, sent over a companion video. CNN fact-checked the shit out of this.
That President Biden said is basically that he stored the documents in filing cabinets that could be locked. Let's listen.
All the stuff that was in my home was in filing cabinets that were either locked or able to be locked.
Daniel?
So unlocked.
Just not true, John. This report from the special counsel includes photos. Those photos include shots of a box just sitting in President Biden's Delaware garage. The special counsel described it.
Sorry, I thought I read this, but I didn't. Thank you, Fastonia. Holy shit, chumming the shark-infested waters, totally brutal. Love it. Indeed.
As a badly damaged box sitting amid household detritus. So there was some material that was in cabinets, locked or lockable as the president's...
Detritus?
Yeah. Detritus.
I've never heard anyone do that. I'm not trying to be minimal. I just had to whoa, what did you just say?
He's putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable there.
Zed Hero's got a point. They're trying to jettison him. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing here, because if they're ridding other contenders for the possibility of the nomination of the party, who is left if Joe is gone? Because if CNN... Oh, God. I just got a Sith shiver up my spine. I see your point.
They're trying to clear the way for the next pick. I don't think it's going to be Biden. I don't know who they're going to push in this late, but the only person
This is late. Well, let's fear the Michael.
Yeah.
Said, but all of it certainly not. And that open, unsealed, damaged box included, according to the special counsel, highly sensitive, top secret material about the war in Afghanistan.
Okay, another claim that President Biden made. None of the documents were highly classified. Let's listen.
None of it was high classified. Didn't have any of that red stuff on it. You know what I mean? Around the corners? None
Red
of that.
stuff. I've been a senator since the 70s. Red stuff.
Daniel?
That claim that he didn't have any material that was quote-unquote high classified is also not true, John. The special counsel's report says that the president possessed multiple highly classified documents that were indeed marked as being highly classified documents, including some marked as top secret /SCI, sensitive compartmented information. That is a very high level of classification. For example, special counsel Hur discussed 2 top secret documents about Afghanistan found in that open, unsealed, damaged box in the garage, one of which Hur said contains highly sensitive info about military programs, and another that contains info about sensitive intelligence sources and methods. Now, it's not clear, John, if any of those Biden documents had those colored borders we saw on classified docs that former President Trump had, which I think is what President Biden was referring to when he talked about red around the corners. But still, whatever coloring these documents had, the special counsel says they were clearly marked as highly classified. And then I should add, Hur also said that investigators' analysis of Biden's own handwritten notes from his time as vice president showed that these notebooks also contained highly classified info, though those were not marked. And Hur said a sampling of 37 excerpts found that, quote, 8 are top secret with sensitive compartmented information, 7 of which include information concerning human intelligence sources, plus 6 others that were top secret.
And then the third claim that he made, Daniel, there, was that he did not share classified information with a ghostwriter on
a lot of people in the chat jumped on this one really hard because of course he did. What did you expect? He wrote this on his own. He can't even talk.
Book he was working on. Listen to that.
I did not share classified information. I did not share it.
With your ghostwriter?
With my ghostwriter, I did not. Guarantee you did not.
But the special counsel said...
No, he did not say that.
Okay.
He did not say that.
So he's entitled to say he didn't do it.
Why don't they just say book collaborator?
Because ghostwriter
it's gone this
sounds
far.
Cooler.
Well, listen, I told Chat, I only put into Chat GPT's database the information I thought was fine, and none of it was classified. Jesus.
He can defend himself, but he also said the special counsel didn't say that he did share that classified info with the ghostwriter. Except, John, the special counsel did say that explicitly. Hur wrote, quote, Mr. Biden shared information, including some classified information from those notebooks with his ghostwriter. So there it is in black and white. Now, Hur did elaborate that Biden shared classified info with the ghostwriter by reading nearly verbatim from the notebooks on at least 3 occasions, including notes from meetings in the Situation Room. He did find that Biden, quote, at times tried to avoid sharing classified info, like by skipping over certain material as he was reading them to the ghostwriter. And Hur did write that the evidence does not show that Biden knew the info was classified. Nonetheless, even though the special counsel did clearly give him some material to defend himself with, this is not a factual defense. So he could cite the factual stuff, Hur said, didn't know it was intentional, etc. But declaring the special counsel just did not say what he said, John, is not a factual defense.
Important to note, Daniel Dale, always great to have you. Thanks so much.
Oh, boy. Even
it was great to have you, Daniel. Thank you. Actually, yeah. Thanks for coming, man. Shit.
Even CNN's going for him.
Yeah.
boy. All right. Well, that would be it for us this evening. Do you guys have anything you want to shill before we get out of here?
Polly?
Drunkle.
How you doing, bud? All right? Good
I'm
to see
doing
ya.
okay. How are you, man?
Yeah. Oh, thank you for asking. Yeah, soldiering on, mate. Soldiering on.
Cool.
Yeah. Just finished what can only be described as an utter shit show on Baldur's Gate tonight.
Oh,
3 out. No, we managed to get something done. I'm now at war with the Dark Elves, and I incited a cow-based rebellion. That was today's, and tomorrow we've got the second installment of Knights of the Old Republic, and Sunday it's not the Jackbox Olympics, but it is Jackbox just for shits and gigs. That's what's going on for the rest of the week over on twitch.tv/drunkleplays.
Nice.
Very good. Polly, what you got?
Later on tonight, going on over on my channel at 12:30 EST, 12:30 a.m. Eastern, is a Noir Bar. It's going to be fun. Far's going to be there. Sam's going to be there. It's going to be there. Spammed in chat.
Very good.
/Polydub, and it's going to be fun. Yeah, got a bunch of crazy shit and some new fuck Zillow homes. Did you see that fucking Zillow home I tweeted out? We're going through it. It just looks like an expensive house out in Nevada, and then all of a sudden, bam, there's an Italian street in the middle of the house with bakeries and cafe patios, and it's open to the sky in the middle of the house.
And I'm going to look right now. Hold on. This will be a nice little ad. Is this what you're going to have later tonight?
No, I already tweeted that picture out. That was last week.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single
crazy
word.
That somebody built a house with an atrium in the middle that's made to look like an Italian street. With little balconies and apartments. And
thank you, Valine. Do you not have OBS open?
Sorry, I switched OBS windows. Sorry for yakking over.
Let me replay that because that's a good one.
Okay.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to excuse me.
I really hate how he uses his dead son as a crutch. If anything, use that platform for better health care for the military and veterans. My coworker is having a second brain surgery next week for a tumor that's probably from the Iraq burn pits. Well, yeah, that's a good point, actually. I didn't think about that. That's a damn good point.
Why isn't he the veterans advocate par excellence? Yeah. Good question. Damn good question.
Thank you, Valine. And this is what Polly was talking about. I didn't know this just wasn't... I thought this was just a street that you shared a picture of.
You'd think... No, that's in the middle of that house.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that is a picture in a window there. Like you've seen in a video game.
Fake street, but yeah. Who was it? Next 6 Minutes asked me, we should go in there and get some baguettes or something like that.
Oh my God, what is happening? Oh shit, my OBS is freaking out.
Well,
there we go.
Happened at the right time.
Yeah, I clicked one thing and then it just started switching through all my different scenes. I thought that was, I just kind of scrolled by and I looked at it. I thought that was a street. This is in the middle of someone's home?
Yeah. The house that was up for sale.
Kind of nice there. Like you can have just, have your morning coffee, just sat in an Italian fucking neighborhood.
Yeah. I was just surprised if you're going to do open sky area in the middle of your house, a classic Roman atrium. Make it look like an atrium. Why go with Italian street? It's weird.
That is weird. But all right, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for an incredible evening, show, everything, donations. I put up a video on the Sid and Sash channel. Go ahead and check that out. Guys, have a lovely, lovely evening. Where can they find us next?
We're going to be back on Monday on the Drunken Uncle channel at 10:30 p.m. GMT, 5:30 p.m. ST, 4:30 Central, 5:30 a.m. on Christmas Island, The Silent Sin.
Wonderful, guys. Have a lovely, lovely evening, a lovely weekend. We will see you Monday. I will see you Sunday. And have a good time at Noir Bar.